So I'm testing this guy, Airscape, and yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Let's see, let's put you right there. Papa. Yeah, so this guy stays right here. It's called Airscape. I'm testing this. I have a roast in here from maybe 2 weeks ago. So we'll see. Now the way that I'm trying to test it, because I have no real like measurement tools for testing how fresh the coffee will stay in here, is just like after grinding, smelling it and seeing if the aromatics still smell fresh or do they fall flat, and that would tell me that it would be old or not as fresh. But we're still into the second week, so we really got to run this test or be more vigilant about, you know, like assessing the aromatics of this coffee upon grinding in the third and fourth week. All right. Welcome back to another Black City Coffee vlog. In this video, we're going to answer some questions from y'all. Okay. And we're going to make coffee. I'm going to do it again. So far, the bloom is very fresh. It's been about 2 weeks sitting in that thing. Uh-oh, I just barely had enough water. It's going to be a strong cup of coffee. Okay. Also got a new portable silicone, something that I could bring to camping, and that was a unibody filter and not the pop-up one that I had, because those breaks in the filter would often create bypass in the brew. And I'm like, oh God, that irks me so much, because I'm out here in the wilderness or camping or whatever, and I can't even brew the best cup of coffee I can with this other one. I'll talk about that later, but all right. Okay. All right. So, in today's video, we're going to answer some questions. Jim Schofield asks, thanks for all your interesting content. Can you please share your advice about how you went about raising awareness of your brand and showcasing your development towards proficiency at roasting and how you built a customer base? I'm not the best person to ask for this question or advice on this, Jim, but I will do my best. Again, hobby roaster over here, building customer base, but definitely my intentions before I decided to not pursue coffee as a career. That's really important. I really want to underline that. It's like, what's your goal? You know, like for me, this is like when I have time for it, when an order comes in, which is not that many, like that's very little, you know, and I like it that way, honestly, because it's just me. It takes a lot of time out of my day to prepare the order, roast the order, and it's not in a convenient place, pack the order, and then ship it to you. Yeah, it's very time consuming for me, especially if it's great that I work from home. We have a business that is established, so I don't feel that I am on edge or stressed financially. So that makes my mind clearer to be able to focus on my goals with this little hobby that I have. So there's all these considerations that I want you to take account of as I give you this account. And I won't call it advice because I'm not ever going to tell you what to do, okay? I'm going to give you what I did, and you can take that idea, take it fully, and see if it works for you or not, okay? But it will not be advice. Even though you asked for it, I'm going to just decline and say, this is what I did. All right, how did I break this down? So I started on a hot top, and I was selling coffee with the hot top already because I just wanted to go through the motions as best as I could to see if anybody wanted what I had to offer. Like, you have to have a product that I think somebody wants to buy. You know, you have to create demand. So my first goal was, like you said, raising awareness, okay, for your brand. That's a loaded question, okay. And showcasing your development towards proficiency at roasting. You know, I don't think I'm proficient, Jim. I think I document what I do, and whether I fail or succeed, I try to put it out there, you know, because the moment, like if I were to say that I'm proficient at roasting, when I was still trying to like figure out who I was in the past with coffee, that would feel like a lie to me, that I'm putting a lie out there. So what I did instead was just like show what I was doing. Whether it was a failure or a success, I was just going to show, to share and to show. Not to teach, right? Like the last video. So, ooh, how will I break this down? Okay, because I want to give you my best answer, and I do want to help you. I do want to help, at least, not give advice per se, help you make a decision for yourself. Okay, because I like when people do that for me. How did I go about raising? I'll just answer these one by one. How did I go about raising awareness of my brand and showcasing your development towards proficiency? Okay, so we already addressed that. I don't see it as showcasing my development towards proficiency. I see it as sharing and documenting. That's a better word. I document what I do. To be honest, I've probably shown you the best side of that documentation. Sometimes when you fail, you don't have the camera rolling. You know, when I have the camera rolling, I'm actually getting into a weird sort of performance mode, because I'm going to be on camera. That's just as naturally happens. It's like going to job interview. Going to job interview and being like, you're going to present your best self, most likely, right? And so you want to show your best self. I'm showing you the best that I can. I do try to show and talk about my failures, but I'm just trying to document, okay? I think that's a big difference. How do I go about raising awareness, okay, of your brand? So this is a very heavy question. First of all, you need a brand to raise awareness about, right? Now, what is a brand? It's not a business class. I'm just saying, like, let's talk philosophically. Let's just have a conversation, okay? What is a brand? What is Black City Coffee? If you asked me yesterday, maybe my answer wouldn't change. But it's basically what other people think about you. That's what I think a brand is, you know? Now, I can have a sort of inner why and an inner, like, who are we sort of thing, but that does not necessarily equate all the time, it may, to my brand. What you guys think of Black City Coffee, that's what the brand is right now. And it will change throughout the years based upon the decisions I make and the coffee that we sell and the things that people say about us. To me, that's my definition, what a brand is. Because when I think of other brands in coffee or in other industries, I have a sort of, I don't go to their website and look up what they stand for and how they're making their decisions and why they choose the coffee that they choose or why they have the branding that they have. Like all those internal gears for them as a company result in this thing that we see. Say let's take Onyx for example. But me as a consumer looking at them, I think of Onyx as the light roasted, high-end, sustainable, ethically green, like all these little words come to mind for me in terms of what they stand for and what their brand represents to me as a consumer. Now, how they are thinking it, how they think of it as a company will be a little different. You know, they have different inputs, you know. So here's their like company brain. They have certain inputs. The output is their design, you know, the skull and stuff, maybe because they're like, I don't know, they have some sort of message behind that, you know, that it came from. And then it goes through their little company brain or company mind, and it outputs the skull, the type font face, the roast profiles and things like that, right? And that develops over time with a lot of internal questioning and things like that. And that's exactly what I went through when I was trying to figure out, what do I want my brand to be? But you guys kind of decide in the end of it, or the consumer, not you guys specifically, but the consumer decides, you know, what kind of brand Black City Coffee is. So with me, what I did is that in order to raise awareness of me and what I'm doing and what I'm creating in order to sell coffee, was documenting and just sharing what I'm doing. And I didn't at the time feel that I had to be proficient at anything. I just had to show that I was giving my best effort, that I was honest, that I was a real person, that I loved it, and I was here to offer coffee for a certain person who liked what they saw. This documentary, episodic content online. That's what I did. And if you think about it, that's what everybody does. Okay? They show you an idea, a vision, an inspiration, entertainment. They show you something, whether it's visual, audio, whatever. And hopefully it speaks to you in some way, right? Hopefully if they've done the work of like, this is the type of content we're going to put out. These are the type of people that we are going to present online and in person. And hopefully that speaks to our type of customer. You can go very deep with this question, okay? How do you go about raising awareness of your brand? That's a two-part thing. Coming up with your brand is not a logo, is not the name, is not your mission statement. It's like this whole encompassing ecosystem of what your company is and what you do and how you do it and why you do it. All that stuff is packed into there. And the customer then decides if your brand is, fill in the blank, cool, good, tasty, naughty, right? And you can make that longer too and everything like that. Getting to that point of establishing your brand or something like that, you know, having a name and a logo, that's just the beginning. That's really early phases. And a lot of it is really asking the right questions, having the right people around you that can help divvy the task of creating that ecosystem of what your brand is. And then, again, depending on what the market, depending how the market receives, then you have a brand, okay? Now, I invite you to, I hope that made sense. I'm sorry. Again, not a teacher, okay? I've read so many books and they're all popping up in my brain right now about branding, about business, about creation of that and finding that. And I can recommend you a couple things, okay? Simon Sinek, Why, Find Your Why, that's a great one. Primal branding, that's a good one. Just start with 2. Just start with those. Those are super good right there. I'm not trying to overcomplicate it for you, okay? I'm just, like I said, not a teacher, having conversation. All right, now raising awareness. Like I said, to me, I'm very comfortable on camera. I've been doing it for a while, so I chose this to raise awareness. I chose making vlogs and videos and running my mouth. And I have all this equipment. It's very easy for me to do. There's no weird like lack of access to this type of medium and output. So it worked for me. Okay, do what works for you. If it's writing blogs, cool. You can raise awareness that way. If it's being funny on social, do that. If it's not talking at all and doing text bubbles to music and whatnot, find your lane and find what works for you and find what you would actually like to do and to raise awareness in the long term. What can you see yourself doing in the long run? Because marketing is every damn day. Every damn day you're doing marketing, okay? And sometimes whether you want to or not, you will be eventually just representing your company, So I like to come on here and try to be real, but in the end, I can never be my realist self because it's going to live forever online in some way. And so I want to present somebody who is, for the most part, professional and, functional in society. So, like, I can't be my honest self, like being all, like, maybe not do my hair or whatever, not care about what I look like on camera, like that. Those are still very real things that concern me, I may not, like, for example, for women, worry about how much makeup do I put on? When do I want to put on makeup? I had these conversations. I went through all that stuff myself as I began to, like, figure out what it meant to be on camera. Now it's this, I'm comfortable this way. So it can also be like in person, like people do the farmers markets. People do the farmers markets to raise awareness of their brand and everything. And that's very powerful because you can have a real human face-to-face conversation with people. Me being super introverted, that scares me. I could not easily see myself do that regularly. Plus, it's a little bit more pricey, but I'm very comfortable here in front of my little camera because I'm weird like that. I'm freaking weird, okay? I'm more comfortable in talking to a camera than I am sometimes in front of people. Like, now, will I be weird in front of you as a person? No, actually, I think I'm pretty good one-on-one. I've worked on it. I've practiced, but in a group at a big farmer's market where I have to get your attention as you walk by, that ain't me, yo. That ain't me. So, choose your lane. Maybe you have a strength in like a little strength that you want to nurture and use to market your thing, your brand. But I would definitely read up on branding. So Primal branding, Simon Sinek's Find Your Why. Those are really good. Those are super good. Tried and true, okay? Or what's the other one? Seth Godin. All Marketers Tell Lies. That's a good one too. Tell stories. You'll get it when you see the book, okay? And how did you build a customer base? Okay, so I did those things, right? And I got to tell you that you don't just do it one time. I went through 3 phases of logos, which meant I had to kind of go through 3 phases of finding my why and figuring out what kind of company I want to be and what kind of brand did I want people to talk about when they talked about Black City Coffee. Okay? And it takes, I don't know, if you're by yourself like I was and I didn't have like a partner or anybody to really like bounce ideas off of, that's difficult. It's difficult. If you can find somebody who can do that with you, I think that'd be great. If it's your spouse, that's cool, you know, like, or if it's a friend who also is an entrepreneur and or it's a designer, or for me, I found like a kindred spirit, business spirit in my logo designer who did this one. His name is Nathan. And I was so enamored with his ability to listen to what I was saying and then give me something back that I could work with. And he gave me really actionable questions and things to really dig down deep and figure out what kind of company I wanted to be at that time when I wanted to pursue it as a career. I don't anymore. And I had to tell him, like, oh, you know what, Nathan, like, you know, my husband and I decided we're not going to pursue this. So yeah, like, after you've kind of gone through that sort of inner work on the company, and thinking about what kind of brand you want to be known as, you know, and you're doing your marketing, you know, whether that's you're creating content, you're raising awareness, like you say, you're doing that, all that, you're going through the motions. You're going to find that you're going to just find better systems, find a better way of saying it. You're going to get better, better, better. So you're going to go through like phases or evolutions, or you're just going to get better, okay? So just know that you're not going to do this process one time and be done. For the most part, you know, for the most part, you're going to find yourself asking the same questions over and over again sometimes, okay? And just know that that's okay. Don't get frustrated, because I for sure felt really frustrated, like, I'm done with this. Why am I here again? You know, don't be afraid of that. It just means that you're growing, okay? And how you built your customer base. Honestly, it came from YouTube. That's my number one lead generator. If I go look at my analytics, I can back that up with a number. And most of the people that are coming that are clicking into the site to blackcitycoffee.com, they're coming from YouTube because they've maybe watched a video. They maybe like who I am as a person and like what I had to say, and saw that they like the branding, the design. They like the design. Okay, cool. That all clicks, just little subconscious check boxes. And then they come to the site and maybe check it out and maybe buy a bag of coffee and then maybe order again. That would be a customer base that who orders again, because in coffee, you need to have the repeat customer. You need to constantly move coffee through, and move the inventory. You know, sell. And so I do YouTube. So in order for me to increase my customer base, you know, and speak very sort of like technically about it, you need more channels so that you can build more awareness. So one of the other channels that I do, or that I semi-focus on, is Instagram. Since I'm already using this platform for my other business and for personal, like, I find it easy to just make another account and post things there for that channel, okay? And then that's about it. And then maybe word of mouth. Word of mouth, tried and true for any little small business, is when you have a face-to-face conversation with somebody and you can talk about what you do. And I never sell. That's something that I even do in our other business. I don't feel that I'm a salesman. Nope. I do not have that gene, but I show you. I present. I present for you. I show you. Like here I am presenting to you on camera. And then you decide for yourself. I can always put myself in a position of confidence so that I can be like, if you want what we got, come and get it. That's my mind. I don't sell. So I'm neither one way or the other, you know. So that's what I do, okay? So Jim, I'm sorry if this conversation is maybe not as like dialed in for you, but you're going to find, to be straight up with you, you're going to find that the entrepreneur journey is not dialed in like that. It's not all neat and tidy. So if you're new to this kind of work, I'm just going to let you know right now that it's not going to be a straight line. And you've seen the memes, maybe. You've seen the everything that other people say. It's all true. It's not like this. It's like this. So I hope it just helps you be more prepared so that when you face any kind of challenge or struggle, you go, ah, all right. Okay, hope that helps. See you in the next one. Bye.